Hey guys, I was just looking up this residents leave NYC as more migrants arrive, and no judgment, but and I'm like the 1% of people that's never voted. Um, if I'm gonna vote, I would vote for Jesus, but I don't vote for Jesus. He's my Lord. God doesn't need a vote. He needs your repentance and a relationship with Him. 'Cause that's the only way to heaven. And usually you can tell people's age range when they reference different things about when they're talking about voting or whatever. But what really baffles me, I'd say at least 40% of these people are actually true Christians, but they're still, but the difference between me and them is that I don't ever vote. I don't put my faith in any man. I always put my faith in the Lord since I was little. So, um, I'm not spiritually ignorant in that regard. I just don't understand how you can be 50, 60, 70, 80 years old and you're still talking about I'm going to vote to get this changed. Y'all are tripping because that's peak spiritual warfare. If you really love the Lord like I do, and if you're really saved like I am, and especially if you've been in the church and you've grown up with the Lord, we all fall short, of course, but especially those of us in that ilk know better. And you know better. But then you're rubbing off the belligerents, the biblical belligerents. You're rubbing that off on other people. And then you're making them think, oh, imagine like an 18 or 21-year-old that doesn't know nothing about nothing. And they see a comment, oh, just vote for this and this will get better. And it doesn't. And it perpetuates itself. What I'm saying is I don't understand how you have all these walks with God and all these things and all these revelations and you come so far spiritually, but you're still totally ignorant to thinking that some man or some woman that you check a little box and they're going to replace God. That's what you're telling me. Every last one of y'all. Because I don't care what you say. That's what you're doing. Jesus Christ is extremely literal when he says, don't put your faith in man, put your faith in me. Don't put your faith in man, put your faith in me. What don't you understand about this? So you either love your vote more than you love God, or you love God more than you love a vote. This voting system is Satan's system. I don't get what y'all don't get, man. I don't get what y'all don't get. I'm not mad or nothing. I'm totally neutral because this ain't got nothing to do with me. And since I was little, I knew school was a waste of time. You need to be able to read, write, be literate, communication skills, critical thinking, um, how to socialize with people, how to handle conflict, and that's basically all you need in school. 90% of us now, if you want to go and be a doctor or scientist or something like that, then yeah, we need those type of people. But most people ain't got that capacity to do that because it's hard to do. It's a lot of complicated, like bringing a brain surgeon. It's probably the hardest job in the world because we don't even know how the brain even works, and you're up here trying to do things and hope something don't break. So if you're one of them people that's like from a family, well, not you, but your family, that oh we're all lawyers or we all vote this or we all vote that or whatever, then you're 99% likely the person that, oh, this is just what our family does. We've been doing it for years and years. We're from generations. We don't even think about it. My people perish for lack of knowledge. We don't even think about it. Clearly. How many times did your wife or husband have to cheat on you or tell you so many lies year after year, day after day? Multiple lies in a day. Multiple partners in a year before you realize that they ain't no good. So you know what, Lord, this ain't working. Please send me somebody that is of you and not of Satan. All these people you voting for are from Satan. Y'all down with the cabal. Y'all down with Satan. Yeah. Well, how can I say that? Because God told me to. God told me. He told everybody. The Lord says either you're with me or you're against me. And if you're legitimately putting all your faith and energy into a daggone checkbox, into some people that you don't even know, first of all, that's the same thing as trusting some teacher to watch your kid and make sure your kid is safe, and then they end up doing something to your kid. Like that one lady that got 4 years for being with a 14-year-old or whatever it was recently. You don't know these people. You don't know the spirits God in these people, good or bad. But to just blindly put your faith into some adult because they're a trusted figure or whatever, it's totally crazy. It's crazy. It's insane. Ain't no way in hell. Y'all don't ever see nobody watching Harley Quinn and Joker in my videos or if I'm on Twitch or something, because I don't trust nobody. 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 But God. I just don't get what y'all don't get. I don't understand. You can't be that dense. It's not possible. Because you don't make it to be 50, 60, 70, 80 years old by being a dodo bird. Life don't work that way. Even at the most basic level. So, you can't be before the Lord and talk about, oh, I voted for this person, I voted for that person, and I loved you so much, Lord. It's like, well, you spent more time voting for them than you did praying to me and getting to know me. I'm not mad or sad. I'm just trying to make a point, deliver a message. But then there's going to be somebody in here that's going to be like, voting matters. This matters. We got to change the system. We got to make change. Y'all still don't get it, do you? Satan is what? The prince of the air. The clouds and below. Everything below the clouds, Satan runs. Y'all don't get that yet? Y'all don't get that? I mean, you can see it every day, but you just don't get it, do you? I don't get what you don't get. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like asthma here. Look. Oh, see, look. The Lord trying to tell y'all something. Look, y'all. Y'all see what I just did? Y'all saw that? Now look at this. The Lord trying to tell y'all something. Look at this brother over here. He don't get it. I don't get it. God don't get it. What don't y'all get, man? Oh, not Jackson Galaxy. No, no. I haven't seen my cat from hell or Animal Planet in forever. It just came up. Look at this, y'all. Do y'all see? The Lord's talking to y'all, man. Like, and I didn't go looking for no. I didn't type in facepalm or nothing, by the way, either. Oh, by the way, I watched this lady's testimony yesterday. I'll put a link in the description, but I would check it out. It's one of the best hell testimonies. But from what she describes and some other people, I wasn't in hell, but I was in like a void, like limbo, not purgatory. I was like, just I guess you say levitating. So if the carpet is hell and the ceiling's heaven, I was like that. Just I wasn't any. I wasn't. I was just right in the middle. And but I was dying though after my fifth attempt that week in 2015. But anyway, I got videos on that. I just wanted to say that I would really encourage you to check out her testimony. It's one of the best I've seen. But y'all gotta let this world go, man. You know, is voting gonna help you put the bottle down? To put the smoke down, smoking, fornication, violence, hate, gluttony, lust, sloth, greed. Is it going to help you with any of them things? What does voting do for your soul? Like, what does it really do? Like, voting is the most pointless, useless, most meaningless word to me. It doesn't mean nothing to me at all. I don't have to vote because I got the Holy Spirit to guide me. I got discernment. If you got true discernment, you don't need to vote for anything. God's already going to tell you. I don't get it, man. I don't get what y'all don't get. I have a low IQ in some things, but my comprehension level is like college level. I've only graduated fifth grade. But from a comprehension level, and always had to be in survival mode my whole life, being surviving Game of Thrones situations and stuff. I don't I don't get how you can let Satan. This is a spiritual warfare problem, y'all. This voting thing. That's what it is. Don't take it personal. Unless you legitimately think that voting carries more weight than God's word, than what than what Jesus can do, what God can do. If that's how you feel, then hey, that's how you feel. I ain't trying to tell nobody nothing about nothing to do anything about anything. I'm just trying to make the point that the day before the rapture happens, y'all still gonna be voting and get left behind because you literally put all your faith in somebody that don't even care about you at all. That's why I don't go to no rallies, no protests, no nothing. We don't gotta protest anything. We can take all our grievances straight to the Lord, direct line to the boss man running everything, the Most High. We ain't got to do all of that. Now, if you want to, that's fine. Solidarity and supporting the cause, that's great. But 90% of y'all are lost, and y'all need to get back on track. That's what the Lord's telling me to tell y'all. Y'all need to get back to the Lord. Like, seriously. There's a whole lot of people that think voting matters that are in hell because they put all their faith in man. Let me ask y'all something. What's the point in voting all these policies in and all these different things if 100 years from now, all the people and all the things you voted for are going to be gone just to have something else take it over? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean anything at all. It's the same way it's like, oh, my job loves me. I've been here 40 years. If I were to die tomorrow, they would mourn me for a whole month and make a plaque in my name and or award. No. I had a coworker like that, Noble Brown from Spectrum. He got in a car wreck and died. He was there for like 10, 15 years or something like that. They had like a 30-minute or an hour grieving thing, and that was it. Hey. 15 years, and he got an hour. He put in 15 years, and he got an hour, y'all. But y'all are this like psychotically, blindly enamored with these corporations that do not care about you. Satan don't care about you. What don't y'all understand, man? Why y'all keep trying to love something that hates you, loathes you? Every time y'all go to that box, Satan just back here doing backflips. They just throwing a whole hell party, deceiving somebody else. Because the more you do it, the more you get in your feelings about it. If y'all would get out of your feelings and stop being so childlike, throwing adult temper tantrums because somebody disagrees with you. These are facts I'm telling y'all. These are indisputable facts. Everything on this earth will pass away, including the people you voted for, what you voted for, the money that was spent, and the people that had an opinion about it. Your opinion's going to pass away because that's all your vote is an opinion. It's the same way that you drop a really bad addict off, and I know like this with my mom, you drop a really bad addict off at rehab, hoping that they'll get better, and you know there's a very high likelihood that when they come out they're going to relapse. So everything that you do, you're checking the box to sign them in for them to get better, but you know against your better judgment. Let's just say the ones that don't want to get better. Let's just say the worst off ones. They just love that sin. They want to go out like that, and they don't want to try to get better or get help from the Lord or nothing. Well, you're doing everything in vain, but they're deceiving you by making you think that every time that you go through this whole process again, something's going to change, and it only gets worse, and you're the one that gets hurt for it. But then you end up getting cognitive dissonance because you're like, oh, well, maybe it's just this, or maybe it's just that. No, it's them. They're the problem. They were the problem from the beginning. They always will be the problem unless they want to change. And had the fruit that they bore better fruit, then That's one thing. But decade after decade, generation after generation, same thing. So, to tell y'all, man, I thank God I ain't like some of y'all out here. I ain't talking about America. I'm talking about the whole world. Would you just hand your newborn baby to some stranger on the sidewalk to feed him a bottle while you go get the car? I don't think so. Whatever situation you want to apply it to, it's never a good situation to put your faith in man when you know better, and then they done took off with your kid and you never see him again. So why'd you do it in the first place? See, a lot of people are going to end up in hell because of anger, which is the stupidest thing. Why the hell would you want to go to hell for being mad? That somebody chastising you in the spirit and correcting you, and you know it's the right information in your spirit. You don't ever have to sit there and be like, oh, well, let me test the spirit. You don't got to do that with this. The Lord said, either you're with me or you're against me. Either your cat is orange or your cat is tuxedo. Either you're 6 foot or you're 5.5 feet tall. Either you're tall or you're short. It's duality. There ain't no, oh no, I put my faith in Mr. uh, Mr. Trump or Mr. Biden or whatever the heck. Mr. Coke, Mr. Pepsi. I put all my trust in them. I put all my vote in them. But I also put the same amount of 100% trust in you, Lord. Nah, nah. You either have 100% or you have zero. Faith is 100% at all times. Either you have it or you don't. You can't kind of have faith. That ain't what this is. It ain't. It doesn't say walk by a little bit of faith in sight. It's walk by faith, not by sight. But most of y'all just got some faith in God, and the other 99% you putting in man. Y'all need to. God be making it so simple, and I got my own things, but God be making it so simple for us, and we just be hard headed and arrogant and ignorant. Oh, I'm American. We're never gonna fall. We know what we're doing. Yeah. No, everybody said that. Go ask Alexander the Great, and Attila the Hun, and Genghis Khan, and Hitler, and Pol Pot, and Napoleon, Caesar, Nero, Caligula, Queen Victoria, King Richard, Mrs. Let 'em Eat Cake. Go on and ask them. What y'all ain't understanding, man? Those that don't study history are doomed to repeat it, and don't y'all understand that every nation rises and falls? And these are the same people that do what y'all do. Oh, I'm gonna vote. We got this. Nah. You don't got nothing. Satan's got this down here. That's why we need the Lord. And y'all ain't get it. Arrogant. There's a whole lot of arrogant people in hell. And I can say that with confidence because that is a fact. When you start thinking that you know better than God, you really got to be careful with that. Because you're going to end up in a bad situation and it can lead to a bad place. I ain't judging nobody. I'm just making points. And I ain't got no followers, no way. I ain't got no money. I got 36 cents to my name. I'm probably about to get evicted. My phone internet gonna be cut off any second, any day, whatever. So I don't care. And even if I had a bunch of stuff, I wouldn't care no way because it's what the Lord's telling me to say. So that's what I'm gonna say. I went on and said it, and I said what I said. So y'all be acting, walking around like y'all grown adults, and y'all a whole entire child. Hell, you probably three children in one. The way y'all be acting. What'd you say to me? And then you wonder why you single. Don't nobody want to deal with you because you say you're mature as a Christian or mature as a person, even if you're not, if you don't believe anything or believe in something different. But then when somebody challenges you on something, you immediately act like a 10-year-old that couldn't get a second popsicle and it's time to go night night. What's wrong with y'all, man? If you ain't grown, just say you ain't grown. Stop being a hypocrite. A real adult does not lose their mind at the slightest challenge or something, the slightest chastisement, because that's those demons in you that you're dealing with. It's a spiritual warfare. It's that demon of arrogance and lack of faith in the Lord. That's that demon. And you want to sit here and run around thinking that we're all just not voting the right way. It's like y'all are like, well, if we do this exactly the right way, exactly the right time, with the exact right number, at the exact right situation, and then they did this bill and that bill, and this figure comes down, and the GDP and the CP3PO and the RTD2, and we use the force and the dark side and the light side, and I never met my mama, but I thought that was my daddy, and he said, no, I am your father, and then it comes together, and it's like, oh yeah, Obama. Yes, we can. Like, let's make America great again. What the hell are y'all talking about? What are y'all even talking about? Do y'all understand how insane this looks to somebody that ain't got nothing to do with it? I ain't raising my voice. I ain't yelling. I ain't insulting nobody. I ain't cussing. I'm totally calm. Y'all the ones that's the problem. Those of you in the world that have these behaviors. Because here's the thing. Hypothetically, even if they fix the immigrant thing, the people coming in or whatever, I don't keep up with these things because I know the Lord's got it. So I don't get out of that, oh, girl. No. But you're basically like a mansion full of kids running around trying to run game on your mom and dad or the nanny to get your way, and you'll do anything to get your way. And as soon as they say, okay, your way's the right way, or we'll do it your way, then you're happy. Small children, especially if you married and you act like this. I'm glad I ain't married you, woman. Straight up, I never would do that anyway. But I would never wear a woman like that. I don't mean like woman like that. I just mean hypothetically in my mind, a proxy woman. Because like, this, it's just not a Christian thing to be that. People kill people over this. Over you killing people over a Nike symbol, a check mark. It's like you check the check mark and you just do it. It's like Nike, you just do it. You check the check mark and you vote and you just do it. Just go vote. Just go do it. Ooh, the Lord out here dropping bars, son. But my nerves hurting too bad. I gotta get off here. But I already know y'all gonna reply to the comments in your own self. I ain't replying to nobody. I don't care about none of you people that don't love the Lord. About your behaviors, I don't care for them at all. I care about your salvation. That's why I'm making this video. But I don't care about your feelings. This ain't about feelings. It's about salvation. I'm out.